Hello and welcome to Sportsvibe TV. We're joined by a very special guest at this time, the current TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Lashley. Lashley, thank you for taking your time out to talk to us. Welcome to London. What have you made of our city so far?
I made the car ride over here and then the hotel. We had a lot of delays in the states. There's a lot of flights that got shut down, so I got rerouted and got here a little late. So I got here about 1 o'clock and basically been doing media from 1 o'clock until now, which is 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Which I don't mind. I love it in London, love it in UK as a whole. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time just running around here. I'll be running on fumes, but I'm going to have a good time, man.
What's the most exciting part about coming here in terms of our culture?
I like the people. I like the people. I'm a big people person. So wherever I go, I try to get out to the people. I try not to stay in the hotels. A lot of times we go to different places. The guys just stay in the hotel. Later on, they'll go out at night and then back to the hotel. For me, I just like to roam the streets. So a lot of times, I'll be roaming the streets and somebody will be like, wait a minute. I just like to get out there and just be around the people. So that's what I'm going to do when I'm down here. Just walk.
Last year when TNA came to the UK, you weren't actually on the roster. So because you are this time around, does it make it slightly more special for you compared to your colleagues?
I don't know. I don't know what some of those guys are going to think. I know some of the guys from the UK are coming back here, so they're pretty excited about coming back to their home and doing what they do best in front of the people that they love. So I know that's going to be a really big thing. But man, when we come, we've been gearing up for this for a while. We've been talking about it for a while. Our whole roster, it's a different group than I've ever been around as far as like a wrestling group. We have a team of guys that are all gunning for everything. We're not coming down here exhausted, tired because we've been going through a lot. We had some time off before this. We've been training, preparing. We've been putting together some great shows. And I think down here, the fans are going to see something special. They're going to see some great action, great matches, and they're gonna have a great show.
Fantastic. And also at the moment, you're involved in quite a storyline with the Beatdown Clan, obviously MVP and Kenny King, two former friends of yours, Samoa Joe, Loki, and Eric Young also involved. Do you have any special treatment for them while you're over here in the UK?
Yes, yes. Um, those guys piss me off. They truly piss me off. You want to talk real? That's real. Those guys piss me off. The beatdown crew. I can't even believe they were running around calling themselves that. It's like a little goon squad of MVP and his little boys. Like right now, I got this cut on my nose from down there. That's because one of the little clumsy goons hit me on the head with one of the trash cans and ripped my nose open, cut my head open. So this is a little more real than people are going to really understand. So hopefully I get a hold of one of them. Of course, I ultimately want to get a hold of MVP, but I want to get a hold of every one of those guys. I got stomped on the back by Low Key. I got hit in the head by Samoa Joe, and then Kenny King is a cheap shot king. So I got to watch my back with all three of those guys. So if you talk about if wrestling's real, that deal is real. Like I generally do not like any one of those guys, and when we get in the ring with each other, it's not just going to be one of those matches where it's going to be a cool match. No, it's going to be a fight, and I'm going to beat one of them down big time. They want to be a beatdown crew. The beatdown crew is going to get beat down. That's what's up.
Just a few weeks ago, things were massively different. I mean, you were coming out of limousines with MVP and Kenny King. You were around several women, obviously with your TNA World title. Does it surprise you that things are completely different to what they were?
Yeah, because I'm kind of questioning why things change. It's like, okay, uh, weeks ago we had the women, we had the cars. I have the title still. They don't have nothing. The women went with him, so the women are coming this way. So I think moving forward, the women are going to be with me. I'm going to have the women, the cars, and everything like that. It's just that I'm not going to have the bunch of dead weight that I was dragging around for the past several months. I enjoy being around him, and you know what? I am going to give credit where credit's due. I think right now MVP is probably the best person on the mic right now. I think he is across the board. The guy can talk. The guy can sell a match. He can really do some big things when it comes to that mic. However, in ring is where it's important. That's why they had me as a part of that group, and I was the one that was doing the stuff in the ring that was the most important. I was the one that was bringing home these titles and beating people, and that's something that he can't do. So with the group that he has right now, his group is incomplete because they have a bunch of yappers and a bunch of snipers, but they don't have anybody that can stand face to face with another man and beat him down. That's what they don't have, and that's what they're going to realize when they go against me.
I think a large number of fans actually sensed that MVP was always eyeing that world title on your shoulder when you were champion. Did you feel that, or did you honestly feel you had a friend for life here?
No, I always knew that. I knew MVP is the type of person that you can't trust. And that's as real gets. You can't trust him. You know what that guy's about. MVP is about himself. Ever since I've been in the wrestling business with MVP, he's one of those guys that will shake your hand with one hand and stab you in the back with the other. I've always known that about him, and everybody always asks me, he's like, why do you keep him close when you know what he's about? It's like that whole saying, you keep your enemies closest, because I want to see what he's going to do. I want him to be right here when he does it. And I sat there and watched him do it the entire time. But this last time I kind of let my guard down. That's how they got to me. But at the end of the day, revenge is what's going to happen. And I think that this tour, whether it's Manchester, Glasgow, or London, I'm going to have the opportunity to get some revenge on MVP. And it's going to be good.
I think you may have answered my next question, but as the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, who would you most like to defend your title against?
With MVP and those guys, it has nothing to do with the title. So I'm not even going to say with him. I say that the person I want to defend my title against is going to be Kurt Angle. And the real Kurt Angle, the real American hero Kurt Angle. That's who I want to. I mean, me and Kurt have such a history together as far as like him bringing me into the business, me following his footsteps all the way through. I think eventually that match is just a match that's going to happen, and I can't wait for it to happen. Bobby Lashley against Kurt Angle. As real as it gets. That's what's going to happen.
And the UK tour is going to be massive. You're covering 3 of the biggest cities in the UK, Glasgow, Manchester and London. Lastly, what do you have to say to the fans who are travelling and those who have not already booked their tickets?
Well, first of all, if you haven't booked your ticket, you're crazy. Because the one thing about this group is you got to understand the people that we're bringing on this tour. You have the Hardys, the Wolves, you have Bram, you have Magnus, you have myself, MVP, Kenny King, Samoa Joe, EY, Bobby Roode. You have some, like, this is an incredible roster, and it's different from anything else. It's not like we don't do shows where we get driven into the building. We go backstage, we have the show, we duck out and take off. We don't do that. We're going to be here. We're going to be meeting the people. So if you ever wanted to meet one of us face to face, come shake my hand. I'm going to be there. After the show, I'm not just going to take off. I'm going to go and walk around the crowd. I'm going to meet people, shake some hands, meet some of the people there. Afterwards, I'm going to tell you guys, hey, we're going to go over here. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to get something to eat. Come meet us over there. So it's an opportunity. It's a whole experience when you come to a TNA show. It's not just coming to watch a show. It's coming to watch a show and then hanging out with us afterwards. You're going to ask us some questions like, what did you do? Some of the questions that you didn't catch on now, these people can ask me one-on-one because I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be hanging out with these people. That's what we give. That's what's different. And it's such a great group of guys that I'm excited about it. I think I'm more excited than some of the fans are. Like, I can't wait until Thursday comes around where we get the first match, or Friday or Saturday. I can't wait for it to come. Like, I'm chopping at the bits right now. Hell, I might buy a ticket and I'm going to be a part of the show. That's how excited it is for me. So I think that if the fans have an opportunity to get there because it's going to be a good time.
Lashley, it's great to have you in such high spirits here in the United Kingdom. All the best for the tour, and thank you very much for talking to Sportsvibe.
My pleasure, man.
Thank you.